Since the day your baby was born, they have been asking you for 6 very specific things. Not with words, not with anything you can find on a list in a parenting book, but with every sound they make, every look they give you, every moment they reach for you, and every moment they go still and quiet in your arms. 6 things. That cost nothing. That require no special skill or training or perfect parenting technique. And when a baby receives all 6 of them every single day, woven into the most ordinary moments of life, something happens inside their developing brain that no toy, no class, no educational program, and no amount of money can produce. They grow into someone extraordinary. And the person who builds that is already holding them. Most parenting advice focuses on what to do with a baby. Feed them this way. Sleep train them this way. Stimulate them with this. Respond to crying like this. All of it is focused on actions. Techniques, things to add or remove from a routine. But what the science of infant development has been quietly revealing for decades is that what shapes a baby's brain most powerfully is not what you do to them or for them. It is how you are with them. 6 specific qualities of daily presence that the infant brain is not just benefiting from, but is biologically hungry for. Qualities that, when they are consistently present, wire the brain for emotional strength, cognitive capacity, and deep inner security. And when they are consistently absent, leave gaps that show up years later in ways that look like personality but are actually architecture. These are the 6 things. And once you know them, you will see them everywhere, in the moments you are already creating and in the moments you never knew mattered this much. Each of these 6 needs does something specific and measurable inside the developing brain. Each one activates a different set of neural pathways, builds a different piece of the emotional and cognitive foundation your child will stand on for the rest of their life. And together, given daily, given consistently, given in the ordinary, unhurried moments that make up most of childhood, they produce something that researchers have spent careers trying to fully describe. A child who is genuinely okay, not just well-behaved, not just hitting milestones, but deeply, quietly, fundamentally okay in a way that follows them into every room they will ever walk into. Here is what builds that. The Harvard Center on the Developing Child describes the first 3 years of life as the period of greatest neurological opportunity in the entire human lifespan. During these years, the brain is building itself at a pace it will never reach again, forming connections, strengthening pathways, pruning what is not being used and reinforcing what is. And what guides that construction, what the brain uses as its blueprint, is the quality of the relationships happening around it, not the richness of the environment, not the sophistication of the toys, the relationships. Specifically, the daily interactions between a baby and the person they are most attached to, the emotional quality of those interactions, the consistency of them, the responsiveness within them. The brain builds itself from the inside of a relationship outward, and these 6 needs are the most important things that relationship must consistently provide. Need 1, to be truly seen. There is a difference between being looked at and being seen. Being looked at is when your eyes are in the direction of your baby while your attention is somewhere else. Being seen is when your full attention lands on your baby, when you are genuinely curious about what they are experiencing in this specific moment, and they can feel the difference. Because they can. From weeks old, a baby tracks the quality of a parent's attention with extraordinary sensitivity. There is a famous experiment in developmental psychology called the still face experiment. A mother interacts warmly and responsively with her baby for a few minutes. Then, on instruction, she goes completely expressionless. Blank face. Still. Unresponsive. Within seconds, the baby begins trying to re-engage her. Smiling, pointing, making sounds. working harder and harder to get the connection back. Within 2 minutes, most babies become visibly distressed. What the still face experiment shows is that a baby does not just want physical presence. They want genuine contact. To be met by another person who is actually there. That quality of being truly seen, even for small moments scattered through an ordinary day, tells the developing brain something essential. I exist. I matter. What I feel and do and express lands somewhere real. That is the beginning of a self. Need to have their feelings named. When your baby is upset and you say, "You are frustrated right now, aren't you? That was really hard," something happens inside their brain that goes far beyond comfort. The emotional experience that was flooding their nervous system gets a container, a shape, a word that the brain can file and reference, and eventually, over hundreds of repetitions across months and years, begin to manage. This is called emotional narration, and the research behind it is some of the most consistent in all of developmental psychology. Children whose caregivers regularly name their emotional experiences develop significantly stronger emotional regulation than children who do not. They have a larger emotional vocabulary. They are better able to identify what they are feeling before it becomes overwhelming. They are less likely to be controlled by emotions they cannot name. You do not need to fix the feeling. You do not need to take it away or distract from it. You just need to name it, calmly, accurately, with the quiet confidence that the feeling makes sense and the child having it is completely okay. That is enough, and it builds more than most parents will ever know. Need 3. To experience your delight. There is a piece of research that stops people when they hear it for the first time. A parent's face lighting up with genuine joy at the sight of their baby, that specific expression, that moment of pure unperformed delight, is a neurological event inside the infant brain. When a baby sees that look on their parent's face, the brain releases a surge of dopamine. The circuits associated with self-worth, motivation, and joy begin to activate and strengthen. And the deep wordless belief that forms inside that moment, "I am someone worth being happy to see," becomes part of the architecture of that child's sense of self. Psychologist Diana Fosha describes this as one of the most important gifts a parent can give, not love in the abstract, but visible, felt, expressed delight. The face that says, "There you are, my favorite person. I am so glad you exist." If you have ever struggled to find that delight easily, if there are days when the exhaustion makes it hard to feel, that is worth being gentle with yourself about. Parenting is relentless, and postnatal depression is real, and nobody lights up every moment. What matters is that it happens, regularly, genuinely, in the small moments when nobody is performing anything for anyone. Your baby is watching for that face, and every time they find it, they become a little more certain of their own worth. Need 4. To be repaired after disconnection. Here is the most relieving thing you will hear today. Getting it wrong is not the problem. Every parent disconnects from their baby. Every parent has moments of impatience, distraction, frustration, or sheer exhausted blankness where the quality of presence drops. Every relationship between a parent and a baby contains ruptures, small breaks in the connection that happen simply because both people are human. What the research shows, clearly, consistently, across decades of attachment studies, is that it is not the rupture that matters most. It is the repair. Coming back after a hard moment. Returning to warmth after distance. Looking at your baby after a moment of stress and softening back into connection. That cycle, rupture and then repair, does not damage attachment. Done consistently, it actually strengthens it. Because it teaches the baby something that will serve them for the rest of their relational life. Relationships survive difficulty. When connection breaks, it comes back. The people who love me do not disappear when things get hard. You do not need to be a perfect parent. You need to be a parent who comes back. Need 5. To explore from a safe base. A securely attached baby does something that looks like independence but is actually made entirely of trust. They venture out. They explore. They crawl away from you towards something interesting, investigate it, and then, reliably, they look back. Not because they are uncertain. Because they are checking. Making sure the base is still there. Making sure the safe person has not moved. And when they look back and find you, present, calm, available, unhurried, they turn back around and keep going. This is what attachment theorist John Bowlby called the secure base. And it is one of the most important gifts a consistently available parent provides. The confidence to explore the world comes directly from the certainty that there is somewhere safe to return to. Adventure is only possible when the base is reliable. Every time you are simply there, not doing anything special, not actively engaging, just present and available when the glance comes back, you are building the courage your child will use for the rest of their life. Need 6. To hear your voice in ordinary moments. Your voice is the first sound your baby learned to recognize. Inside the womb. Before they had eyes that could focus or hands that could reach. Your voice was already home, and the way you use that voice in the ordinary, unscheduled, unperformed moments of every day, narrating, wondering out loud, talking about nothing in particular, is doing something inside your baby's brain that no educational content can replicate. Every word you speak directly to your baby is building vocabulary, building language comprehension, building the neural pathways for communication and thought. Not through formal teaching, through the simple daily intimacy of a voice that loves them, talking to them like they are worth being talked to. Not at them, not near them, to them. About everything. About nothing. About the color of the sky and what is in the shopping cart and how the cat is sitting on the windowsill again. Your voice in the ordinary moments is one of the most powerful developmental tools your baby has, and it is available every single day in every single moment. A baby who receives all 6 of these things every day in ordinary moments from a parent who is genuinely present and genuinely trying grows into something that researchers describe with the same word over and over again. Resilient. Not because they never struggle, but because they have, from the very beginning, the internal resources to come back from struggle. A nervous system that knows what safety feels like, a sense of self that was built by being seen and delighted in, an emotional vocabulary that makes feelings navigable rather than overwhelming, a secure base they can always return to in their mind even when the physical person is no longer in the room. That resilience does not come from a program. It does not come from any product or technique or parenting philosophy. It comes from 6 things, done daily, by you. Now here is something that needs to be said clearly and warmly. You are probably already doing most of this, not perfectly, not every moment, but in the daily reality of how you love your baby, in the way you respond to their sounds, in the face you make when they look up at you, in the way you come back after a hard moment. You are already giving them more of what they need than you have ever given yourself credit for. This video is not a list of things you are failing to provide. It is a window into what your ordinary loving presence is already building inside your baby, and it is extraordinary. Now here is the question that comes up when parents hear all of this. Can you do too much? Can being too responsive, too emotionally available, too attuned, create a child who cannot function without constant reassurance? One side says yes, that children need to experience some frustration, some delay, some moments of not being immediately met, in order to develop tolerance and independence. The other side says that the research does not support the idea that responsive parenting creates fragility. That secure attachment produces more independence, not less. That a child who is consistently met becomes more capable of tolerating not being met, not less. The honest answer is that consistency matters more than intensity. A parent who is warmly present most of the time, but not frantically available every second, produces a securely attached child. Presence does not mean perfection. It means reliability. Researchers who study the quality of parenting use a specific term for what all 6 of these needs have in common. They call it emotional availability. And what the research on emotional availability shows is something that should relieve every busy, overwhelmed, imperfect parent watching this. Short moments of genuine emotional availability, moments where you are truly present, truly responsive, truly there, do more for a baby's development than long stretches of distracted physical proximity. It is not about how many hours you are with your baby. It is about the quality of contact inside those hours. 10 minutes of being truly seen, truly responded to, truly delighted in, does more for the developing brain than a whole day of being physically present but emotionally elsewhere. You do not need more time. You need more moments of real contact inside the time you already have. If this is giving you a new way of seeing what your ordinary daily presence is actually building inside your baby, this channel is exactly where you belong. We talk about the real science of infant development every single week. In plain language, with warmth and zero judgment. Hit subscribe right now. The practical part is coming next, and you are going to want to keep it. Here is how to weave all 6 needs into your ordinary day without adding a single extra task. First, give 60 seconds of full attention 3 times a day. Put the phone down. Get on their level. Make eye contact. Be genuinely curious about what they are doing right now. Not performing attention. Actually giving it. 60 seconds of real contact 3 times a day costs 3 minutes. And those 3 minutes are among the most developmentally valuable things in your baby's entire day. Second, narrate 1 feeling per day out loud. Just 1. When you see your baby frustrated, sad, excited, or overwhelmed, name it. Calmly, simply, without trying to fix it. 1 named emotion per day is enough to begin building the emotional vocabulary and regulation capacity that will serve them for decades. Third, find your delight in a small moment every day, not a performance. A real one. The way they reach for something. The sound they make when they are figuring something out. The specific way their face looks when they are curious. Find the moment every day, it is always there, and let yourself feel it fully. That feeling on your face is more developmental nutrition than anything you can buy. You are not just keeping your baby fed and safe and clean. You are building the emotional foundation they will stand on for the rest of their life. Every time you truly see them, you are telling them they exist and they matter. Every time you name their feeling, you are giving them a tool they will use forever. Every time your face lights up, you are writing something into their sense of self that no one can ever take out. Every time you come back after a hard moment, you are teaching them that love is reliable. Every time you simply stay present, you are building their courage. Every time you talk to them in the ordinary moments, you are constructing the mind they will think with. 6 things. Every day. In the moments that already exist. That is the whole job. And you are already doing it. The 6 things your baby secretly needs from you are not complicated. They are not expensive. They do not require a perfect day or a perfect mood or a perfect version of yourself that only exists when everything else is under control. They just require you. Showing up. Paying attention. Choosing to be genuinely present in small moments that look ordinary from the outside, but are anything but ordinary inside your baby's developing brain. Every time you look at your baby and they feel truly seen, something is being built. Every time you name what they are feeling, something is being built. Every time your face says, "There you are, my favorite person," something is being built. And one day, years from now, when your child walks into a difficult room and feels okay, when they face something hard and find the resources to come back from it, when they love someone and know how to be present with them, when they feel a feeling and can name it before it swallows them, they will not know why they are able to do those things. But you will, because you built it. 6 things, every day, in the most ordinary moments of the most ordinary days. That was always the whole secret. If this video gave you something real today, a new way of seeing what your love is already building, share it with a parent who needs to feel this too. And subscribe, because your baby is growing every single day, and you deserve to understand every beautiful thing that is happening inside that growth.